Hey folks, Doug Blake with Body Design University. Let me ask you a question. Do you know the personality types of all your clients, or at least their primary personality types? Well, that's what we're going to talk about in this video and why it's really important that you should at least know what their personality types are. So here is the deal. For the most part, I think I've counted up to 10 different personality profile testing, professional profile testing assessments that people can take. Some are way more in depth than others, and some provide nominal explanations for the way people sort of intrinsically feel and act and believe certain things. And so I want to talk to you about a very basic personality profile assessment. This is what we use at Body Design University. It's very, very helpful because it's not too in-depth, but it provides just enough information to help you engage, interact, and navigate your communication with your clients. And why is that important? Because look, when the rubber meets the road, you don't want things to get weird between you and your client. So knowing their personality, or at least the superficial, what we call primary personality profile rating, A, B, C, or D, is going to be very, very helpful for you to navigate those communication components, communication issues, and the relational transactions that occur on a regular basis with your clients. So let me explain it to you and why it's important. We use a very basic assessment that provides an A, B, C, or D rating for an individual. So an A-type personality, you probably heard that term anyway, B-type personality, C-type personality, or D-type personality. And what that designation does for us is it lets us know a little bit about what sort of drives their relational engine, so to speak, is the way I like to say it, drives their relational engine. What is it that they are afraid of? What do they like? Are they more interested in talking to people and being social? Or do they like to be in control of things? Or do they want explanations? Or do they want to be helpful and assistive? Now, you know that many of your clients, right, have these sort of traits and characteristics. Now, look, we're personal trainers, so it's not like we're going full in depth like a clinical psychologist is going to do, right? Or a psychiatrist. We're not interested in that. We just want to get an idea of some basic, sort of superficial characteristics and traits that will help us, again, navigate the communication process. Now, look, I'm the trainer. I'm going to be in control of the workout and the programming and all these other things. However, we want to make sure that the interactions that we have every time we speak with our client or clients, if you're in a small group setting, we want to make sure that those interactions are comfortable, they are professional, and like I said before, they don't get kind of weird and uncomfortable. Keep in mind, knowing your client's main or primary personality trait, right, whether they are an A, B, C, or D type personality, is very, very helpful. I would say it's almost critical. But you want to know what else is important? Knowing yours. Okay. So talk about this real quick. If you know the primary personality trait of your clients, it's going to help you to navigate the conversation a little bit easier and help that client to feel more comfortable in their workouts as they move through them with you for the time that you're with them, 2 days a week, 3 days a week, whatever the case is. So first, if you know that your client is what's called an A-type personality, we call this individual the director. They like to be in control. They don't like to be taken advantage of, okay? Just so you understand that. And by the way, irrespective of the way they act towards you, just know that they will generally be asking one type of question. It's the what question. They're going to ask a lot of what. What is this going to do for me? What are we going to be doing today? Because they want to sort of feel in control. And there are, by the way, there are some, differing levels of how strong that A type component is. Then there is the B type personality. We call this one the socializer. You know them. You might probably be one yourself, right? So the B type primary personality profile They like to talk about people. They always ask who. Well, who's going to be at the workout? Who's going to be there? And when are they going to be there? And who, right? Because they want to be social. They feel very comfortable around people. So that is the B type personality. They may even be what we call gregarious, right? Very outgoing. Some personality testing assessments will use what's known as the extrovert level, or how extroverted or introverted they are. Very similar, but we call it a B type. Very simple, very easy to assess whether somebody is a B type. They like to get on social media. They like to be engaged in social interaction. Okay, so those clients can be a lot of fun to deal with as well. But it's a good idea to know that they're a B, not an A type personality, because the A type generally doesn't want to get into a whole lot of conversation. They're more interested in what type of results can I get, and they want to get through their workout and want to do their thing and be done. B types, they want to talk a lot, right? Then there's the C type personality. And the C type is what we call the thinker. And the C type personality, they're always kind of asking the question of why. Why am I doing this again? Why are we doing this? And they like logical, sequential explanations. They like to come to conclusions. But it's very difficult for the C-type personality to be satisfied with the answer you gave them. Normally it is, okay? So the C-type personality is that individual that you got to give good answers to, not general. They want specificity to their answers. So those are the ones that you're going to have to engage and give logical explanations for the reasons why you're doing this. This is one of the reasons why, it's not the only reason, but one of the main reasons why you want to know your anatomy, your physiology, your biomechanics, so you can speak intelligently. Because the C-type personality, they want an explanation. Why are you giving me a meal plan with 6 meals? Why can't I eat 4 meals? Why can't I eat? Depending on your personality, they can be a little challenging and frustrating, but that's why it's important to know these things. Okay, so you can navigate those questions. And then there is the D-type personality. This type of individual, such as myself, most trainers that I know fall into the D-type primary. They're what we call the supporter. They like to help. They like to assist. And so these type of individuals might ask you quite often, what can I do? What can I do to help? Is there anything I can do to assist? They don't. Now, here's the thing about the D type, though, is they don't like change. They don't like to do a lot of different things. If you're changing too many things too quickly, could make them a little uncomfortable. Remember, the C type is going to ask, well, why are we doing hammer curls instead of these curls? I mean, I'm not saying they will, but that's what they're thinking. See, the B type personality says, oh, this is really cool. Let's talk about this a little bit. Hey, can you? And the B type wants to be social. The A type is going, look, all I care about is that this stuff is going to get me results, right? So you see these four different type of personality profiling types that we use help us in our conversations. The whole point of this is that you should be able to discern by talking to your client. Shouldn't take more than 5-10 seconds, a brief conversation, and you can kind of key in on the questions they're asking you, and then you can say to yourself, oh, okay, in your head you can say B type, D type, C type, A type. Once you do that, that's not the critical part of this. Once you know it, now what do you have to be able to do? You have to be able to navigate your relational connectiveness within the development of rapport. Is very, very much contingent upon what you know about the other person. Okay. So look, it's not the end all, but I tell you what, this can be incredibly powerful when it comes to the development of rapport, which then leads to the ability to help clients get the things that they need from you relationally, so that they can stay on their meal plan and they can come in consistently for their workouts, do their cardio on their off days. All of these things lead to the physiological changes that we want. And of course, the psychological changes, self-efficacy development, things like that are going to help your clients to get the results they're paying you for. Just keep that in mind. All of this ultimately comes down to your ability to be a coach. Knowing the individuals that you're dealing with is what coaches do. Okay. And as a personal trainer, you are a coach. So just keep that in mind. Know your personality types, right? The A, B, C, and D, right? And know then how to navigate, knowing yours, know how to navigate the communication bridges that basically you have to deal with your clients. Keep that in mind as you go out there and train to be the best personal trainer you can be, industry leading personal trainer. In fact, remember, go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Click on the that bell, because you know what that does, right? It helps you to know, gives you a notification when our new stuff comes out. And you definitely want to know when that's going to happen. It's always a pleasure to give you these pro tips. Remember, personality types helps us to navigate those communication bridges that we have to navigate, right? With all of our clients. Have a great weekend. We will see you next week. Thanks.